So we're going to take a little bit of a detour from the topics we usually discuss on this channel and address a really important question. Whether you're a young person thinking about your future career or an adult looking to change careers, which is, should I become a lawyer? And this is a really important topic to address right now because I feel quite confident telling you that the majority of people making that decision don't really have half a clue of what the career is actually like. Now, law as a degree in university sees some of the highest levels of dropouts in the country, and law firms themselves are reporting huge percentages of lawyers who are leaving the profession due to work-life balances and mental health concerns. Now, that is not to say a career in law cannot be a truly wonderful choice for those destined people who possess the qualities to thrive in it, promising an exciting lifestyle where every day is different and more money than you know what to do with. So, this short video I prepared today comes from not only 10 years of experience myself in the industry, but a lifetime of living within a family of lawyers and lawyer friends of all different specializations, which I think allows me to present to you a very reliable picture of what life actually is like as a lawyer, as well as what I believe are the 5 key signs that law might be the right path for you, and of course some telltale signs that it might not be. We'll dive into the qualities that you need to really succeed in this field and how to know if this career is a good fit for you. So let's jump right in. Now, for many of you, the thought of becoming a lawyer sounds very respectable and exciting. In reality, the truth is it's not the glamorized bullshit you see on the TV or in the movies. Now, don't get me wrong, those high-flying Harvey Specter type lawyers do exist, and that has every chance of becoming you. But realistically, I think 95% of lawyers who enter the profession have a very different experience to this. So first off, law is an intellectually demanding and often emotionally taxing career, but it also can be rewarding, particularly depending on what you specialize in. So let's get off and running by looking at some of the key traits, skills, and innate qualities that might tell you, yes, this is the career for me. So now I've been able to filter down 5 essential traits. So let's look at the first. Number 1, you enjoy problem solving. So if you enjoy figuring out solutions to complex problems, I think this is a great quality for a lawyer. Lawyers are essentially problem solvers at their core, as every case is usually unique and operates off a different set of facts. It's not just about knowing the law, it's about applying it creatively to help your client. If you thrive on challenges like using logic and strategy to find answers, that's a great sign this is for you. Number 2, you handle stress well. So I like to call this mental fortitude, and it's a very important quality if you want to succeed as a lawyer. Law can be extremely stressful as a career. You'll often be working under tight deadlines, especially if you're dealing with the courts. Pressure is also very high as you'll be dealing with high stakes claims. Also, you can have clients on your back 24 hours a day piling on that pressure. Do you possess sufficient mental fortitude? Can you stay calm under pressure and thrive in high stress environments? If this is you, I would say this is a huge argument in favor of a career in law. This could be where you thrive. Now, of course, some specializations can be a lot more relaxed and less pressure, especially if you're not doing litigious or contentious work. So this won't really apply to everything. And that leads us on to number 3, which is strong communication skills. I call this one personability. And this is, in my opinion, the single most important quality to be a successful lawyer in the modern day and age. Now, when employers now interview for roles within law, they are not really just assessing your ability to read and memorize black and white legal principles. They're not just assessing your grades at school or university or your ability to type X words per minute. They are looking to see if you are personable, if you communicate well, and if you listen well and will represent the firm well. Law is client-facing. You deal with real people all the time. People in distress, people who are emotional and often irrational. Being able to listen effectively, communicate effectively to all different types of people, both written and verbal, is absolutely critical in law. And if you want to represent your clients in court, even more so. Now, if you're a good communicator, personable, easy to talk to, with perhaps a small dash of charisma, this will scream out to employers and is, in my opinion, half the battle to being a good lawyer. Now that leads us on to our 4th out of 5 traits, which is attention to detail. Now this career brings a whole new definition to the phrase devil is in the detail, because truly it is. Your cases can be won or lost on the tiniest details, which can easily be overlooked. Attention to detail is a skill, I'm afraid, is a must in law. Every case, contract, or legal document requires precision. Missing a small clause in a contract or overlooking a tiny piece of evidence can change the outcome of a case. So ask yourself, is this you? Are you someone who catches the details others often miss? That skill will separate you from others. But look, I'll be honest, this is a skill that can be honed. I've worked with so many lawyers in the past who were just too lazy to do this, but it is not an unfixable trait. It's more like a muscle that you need to train. So don't be disappointed if on the face of it, you don't think this is you at the moment. Now that leads me on to our fifth and final trait, which admittedly, I did end up changing this from what I originally put in, which was originally that you'd have a passion for justice and fairness. But I want this video to be as truthful, as honest, and as bad as it might sound. I actually don't think this is an essential trait for success in this game. I know many happy and successful lawyers who are more concerned about getting the win for the client than about actually achieving justice. Plus, fairness may not always be your client's objective. So I have decided instead to amend this last trait to, do you have a genuine interest in a specialization? Now, when you enter the legal arena, you will have to choose a specialization more often than not, whether it's property law, criminal law, family law. And I think it's absolutely necessary that you have at least a genuine interest in that specialization. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a burning passion for employment law to be a good employment lawyer, but in order to be successful and have a long-lasting career, you will need to have some genuine interest in what you are doing. The job is simply too hard and asks too high of a price for you not to have an interest in what you do. So ask yourself now, do you at least have a genuine interest in a certain specialization of law? If so, go for it. Do everything you can to get into that specialization, even if it takes you a few years to get the role you want, as it did with me. I spent 3 years doing immigration law before I was able to move to commercial litigation, which is a specialization that I wanted to be in. Okay, so now we've gone through the 5 essential traits. It's time to do a self-assessment. If you can truly say that you have at least most of these, then I would strongly encourage you to pursue this career. Go all the way and give it everything that you've got, and you will succeed. But before you rush off, I also think it'd be really prudent to share with you some telltale signs that it might not actually be a good career for you. Now, I've filtered these down to 3. Number 1, you hate reading. Unfortunately, this will form 90% of your job role. Client case files can be extensive, sometimes hundreds of pages, and it's your job to work through everything. If reading lengthy legal documents or spending hours researching cases sounds like a nightmare, then law might not be your cup of tea. You don't have to enjoy it, but if you can't even tolerate deep diving into documents or research, this could be a warning sign for you. Now, number 2 is you're looking for a 9-to-5 job. Depending on the firm you work for or the type of law that you do, don't expect your career to be a typical 9-to-5. Deadlines, urgent cases, or unexpected issues can happen all the time. In fact, I don't even think it's fair to call them unexpected issues, and they can mean you working late into the night, especially in those high stakes cases or high stakes roles. So if work-life balance is extremely important to you, then you'll need to think carefully about what kind of legal career fits with your busy personal life. And number 3, you don't handle conflict well. Law often involves dealing with conflict. It is an integral part of the career, whether it's conflict between clients in court or negotiating with the other side. If confrontation or argument stresses you out, the career in law might be more difficult. There are less confrontational roles within law, like mediation or advisory roles, which may instead be more for you. Okay, so there is all of your for and against considerations for this career. Again, now it's time to do your self-assessment. Be really honest with yourself. This is a crucial time for you, and making the wrong decision could heavily impact the direction of your career and your happiness. All right, so with all that, it's time to answer the big question: should you become a lawyer? Honestly, that's up to you. You have all the information I think you need now to make an informed and honest decision. You don't need a burning passion for all things law to be successful in this game. You need a handful of essential traits and skills combined with a genuine desire for a certain area of law. I really hope the tone of my message today hasn't deterred you from something you've always wanted to pursue. A career in law for the right person is truly a wonderful thing, and people can make a huge difference to people's lives, earn great respect for themselves, and make a lot of money along the way. So it's decision time. And that concludes the advice I can give you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful in any way, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and share it with anyone who you know who is thinking about a career in law. If you have any questions or topics that you'd like me to cover in future videos, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.